They gave me the wrong one again. What did they give? Sorry about that. I'm like looking at that. Tuesday, February 21st, 2017. Roll call.
Dr. Shimolevsky.
Here.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Here.
Mr. Hart. Mr. Pop.
Here.
Mr. Martin.
Here.
Mr. Metzger.
Here.
Mr. Negrini.
Here.
Mrs. Reed.
Here.
Mr. Wolf.
Here.
9 present, none absent.
Would everybody please rise for the presentation of the colors?
Sir, request permission to post colors.
Post colors.
Thank you, sir. Post colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right face. Forward march.
Please be seated. Last evening and again this evening, the board met in executive session to discuss personnel matters. Wanted to let everybody know that. Public participation announcement?
There's two opportunities to address the public. There's two opportunities for the public to address the board. First is on agenda items, which is at the right before the agenda. The second is on non-agenda items, just at the end of the meeting. Pursuant to school board policy and the Sunshine Law, it is a 3-minute opportunity to provide comment to the board on matters that are before it or may come before it. It is not question and answer, but instead is an opportunity to provide that comment.
Thank you. Communications.
Dear Mr. Ehrlich and members of the board, on behalf of the Berks County Veterans Appreciation Committee, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Wilson School District and the school board for its overwhelming support for the 15th Annual Veterans Appreciation Dinner Dance held on November 12, 2016. The committee is extremely grateful to the school board for year after year allowing our committee to use the high school gymnasium for this important event and for encouraging student assistance with the dinner dance. The board has been invaluable for making this event a success. Your participation assisted the committee with not only putting on the extraordinary event to honor our veterans, but also helped the committee to honor its designated event beneficiary, Keystone Military Families. We cannot do enough as a community to show our gratitude to our veterans for their service to our country. The annual dinner dance is an important way that we in Berks County, and especially the Wilson School District, are able to show our appreciation and respect for Berks County veterans and their families. Thank you again for your help and support. Berks County Veterans Appreciation Committee, Jeffrey Elliott, Chairman.
Thank you. Under Wilson Good News, the Wilson Technology Student Association had a very successful day at the regional conference on Saturday, February 11th. This was the first level of competition and the first chance for the students to test the countless hours of hard work that they have logged throughout the school year. As a result of the regional conference, Wilson has qualified 24 students for the state conference, which is held at Seven Springs Resort in late April. First place in the animatronics was Connor Cordes, Jake Hausman, Jake Lyman, and I'm going to butcher this, Utkarsh Patel, thank you, Andrew Parks and Steve Schultz, and biotechnology design, Akanesh Bushari, Noah Levine, Lydia Yenser, Lauren Yu, Andrew Kusinski, and Jameen Patel. Dragster design, Amanda Lee. Fashion design, Katie Allman, Krista Hausman, Jocelyn Powell, and Ali Yu. Technology bowl, Jake Hausman,
Utkarsh
Patel, thank you. Andrew Parks. Technology problem solving, Noah Levine, Jameen Patel, and webmaster, Akanesh Bushari, Jameen Patel, and Jocelyn Powell. And second place, digital video production, Jess Chen, Amanda Lee. Third place, dragster design, Stephen Schaefer. On-demand video, Amanda Lee and Ali Yu. Software development, Caden Owen, Jocelyn Powell, Spencer Rosenmerkel, Oliver Pastresi. And structural design and engineering, oh boy, I'm really going to, Thanbin Nguyen and Pareg Patel. Congratulations to all those students. Before we get on with the agenda tonight, I'm going to read a statement on behalf of the Wilson School Board. As elected officials, the member of this board strive to assure the public, staff, and students that our decisions are in the best interest of the Wilson School District. In September of 2015, the board began the process of hiring a new superintendent upon the retirement of Dr. Ruth. The board retained the Chester County Intermediate Unit as its consultant to assist in this process. The search for a new superintendent took nearly 9 months to complete and included conducting background checks and checking extensive character references. Following this lengthy and extensive vetting process, the board was aware of some of the allegations contained in the February 14th Auditor General's report. However, since Mr. Baker's status at Moon Township School District was a matter of contested litigation, this board was not privy to several sources and reports which the new board at Moon Township apparently now shared with the Auditor General's office and which made up the majority of the Auditor General's report. As such, our board reasonably believed at the time the position was offered to Mr. Baker that the Moon Township's newly elected board of directors sworn into office in December of 2015 had unfairly removed Mr. Baker based upon unpopular decisions and political reasons rather than inappropriate and unauthorized actions. In reviewing the Auditor General's report and speaking to Mr. Baker, we understand that several members of the prior management team, including Mr. Baker, were not interviewed or given the opportunity to provide evidence to refute the allegations. Nevertheless, this public report has created a distraction to all the stakeholders at Wilson that cannot be ignored. Therefore, the board and Mr. Baker have agreed that he will be placed on paid administrative leave effective as of today, with the understanding that the board and Mr. Baker have reached an agreement in principle whereby we will be accepting his resignation and the parties signing a severance agreement. We recognize that these reports have recently come to light, have placed the Wilson School District in an unflattering light. It is our sincere promise to the community that the board will continue to commit our time and best efforts to restore public trust and confidence in the district. Because this is an ongoing personnel matter, the district cannot provide additional information or answer individual questions from the community or the press, and we hope you will respect that. Thank you. Now, back to the official business. First of all, approval of the minutes from February 16th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Wolf, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Treasurer's report?
Mr. President, I submit the reports from the prior month from the Treasury, investment report, and general fund financial reports.
Do I have a second? Mrs. Reed, roll call, please.
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
Mr. Hart. Yes. Mr. Hop.
Yes.
Mr. Martin. Yes. Mr. Metzger. Yes. Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
9-4, none against.
Payment of bills.
Yes, Mr. President, I submit we pay bills from the general fund in the amount of $2,389,328.10, and from the capital reserve fund in the amount of $91,550.25.
Do I have a second? Mr. Hart, roll call, please.
Mr. Hart. Yes. Mr. Hop.
Yes.
Mr. Martin.
Yes.
Mr. Metzger.
Yes.
Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed.
Yes.
Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
9-4, none against.
And the financial reports.
Mr. President, I submit for acceptance by the board the cafeteria report, child care report, and activity accounts from Wilson West Middle School, Southern Middle School, and the high school for January 2017.
Do I have a second? Mr. Hop, roll call, please.
Mr. Hop.
Yes.
Mr. Martin. Yes. Mr. Metzger. Yes. Mr. Negrini.
Yes.
Mrs. Reed. Mr. Wolf.
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski.
Yes.
Mr. Hart. Yes. Mr. Ehrlich.
Yes.
9-4, none against.
We are going to move a little bit out of order tonight. We're going to actually do operations next, which is under 10.1. And I am going to read this. Request approval of the resolution authorizing the Wilson School District Board of Directors to enter into a license agreement with the Board of Trustees of the Reading Area Community College, authorizing the use of Southern Middle School to offer classes and provide academic information and support for the time period August 21st, 2017 until May 10th, 2018 at an all-inclusive cost of $3,000 per classroom per semester as the attached agreement. Do I have a motion? Mrs. Reed, do I have a second? Mr. Wolf, is there any discussion? Mr. Martin?
I just think it should be added, what we expect to receive. It says $3,000 per classroom, but what's our minimum we expect to receive?
It's minimum of 7 classrooms, so it'd be,
7 minimum.
it'd be $21,000 per semester, so at a minimum $42,000.
Okay.
I would just also note to the public that it doesn't specifically say in this statement, but in the lease, this time frame is from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 10 p.m., so it is not during the school day when we have students in the building.
And
I would just like to say their social media, I guess, can be a wonderful thing. Personally not a fan of it, but there's a lot of incorrect information that seemed to be out there regarding this. We are looking at this, and Reading Area Community College is looking at this as a win-win for everybody. We need to maximize our dollars with the Wilson School District. As you know, education continues to get more and more expensive, and we got to try to come up with creative ways to generate income for the district. In addition, we think this can provide potentially additional educational opportunities for our students by collaborating with Reading Area Community College. They're a wonderful organization. They have great leadership led by Dr. Anna Weitz, and I'm personally very excited about the opportunity for the Wilson School District. I'm not aware of any other school district in the county that's done anything like this. I believe we were Reading Area Community College's first choice for this. It's been something that we've been working on. I really do believe that it's in the best interest of this district and our stakeholders.
Steve, I'd like to thank Matt Wolf for all the extensive time he's been in the ministry of the town.
Yes, thank you. Is there any other?
I think we should also indicate the fact that the area that the students will be in is separate from where our students will be. I believe it will be blocked off. So when the RAC students are in there, my understanding is that they don't have access to the entire building. They only have access to those specific rooms that they have rented. So there's not going to be any shuffling back and forth. So if that's a concern to anybody, that's not going to happen.
And RAC provides security as part of this agreement.
And if there are any questions, there is a site on Southern's website, the first thing that should probably answer the vast majority of questions that are posed by the community. It will be evenings only.
Cheryl, roll call, please.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger? Yes. Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
Mr. Hart? Yes. Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes,
9-4, none against. Motion carries.
thank you. Under 4.1, request permission to ratify the out-of-state overnight field trips as attached. Do I have a motion? Mr. Martin, second. Dr. Chmielewski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I will perform the superintendent's report tonight. The report this evening is, as usual, change of status, some resignations, support staff changes, some additions to our professional staff, also some additions to substitute teacher list, intramurals, and extracurricular. Do I have a motion for approval? Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Wolf, roll call, please.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9-4, none against.
Under Human Resources, there's 3 items. 7.1, request permission to approve the Wilson Summer Parks Program Coordinator. 7.2, request approval of a stipend to both Dr. Matthew Flannery and Kyle Weatherhold for principal mentorships, and request approval of a stipend to Mary Jo Dunn, who is doing a little bit of double duty until we replace the executive director of Wilson Education Foundation and our marketing person. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Martin, roll call, please.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Shimeleski?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Hawes?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9-4, none against.
Under 8.0, under pupil services, are going to be a couple of changes there. We are going to,
I mean, if there's a, just motion to table calendar.
before we vote, I would like a motion to table 8.3, which is the Wilson School District calendar. Also 8.4, which is the graduation date. Should we table the board dates for now? Is it doable next week?
That's 2018. Right, 8.4.
Yeah, well, 2018 would still be in effect.
So
It's just the
point-
calendar.
It's just the calendar, yeah. So it'd be 8.3. We're gonna table.
And
So-
8.4.
And
No, 8.4 is about.
8.4 is 2018.
If you're going to table 8.3, then you need
5. That's what I was saying originally, because it's that same school year. It's the same
No.
school. Yeah, so we got to take, so do I have a motion to table 8.3, 8.4, and 8.5?
So moved.
Mr. Hop, second, Dr. Chmielewski. All in favor?
Aye.
So we are voting on 8.1, which would be request permission to waive the tuition for the students as attached, and 8.2, request approval of the memorandum of understanding as attached. Do I have a motion for approval? Mr. Hop, second. Mrs. Reed. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9, 4, none against.
Under Technology 9.1, request permission to terminate the 2014-2015 and 2015-2016 tech fee and repair program and close those students' accounts for those years. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Dr. Chmielewski, second. Mr. Metzger, roll call, please.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski?
Yes.
Mr. Hart? Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9, 4, none against.
Under Operations, request permission to approve the capital reserve project list for the 2017-2018 school year as recommended by the Facilities Committee. Motion for approval. Mr. Negrini, second. Mr. Martin, roll call, please.
Dr. Chmielewski?
Yes.
Mr. Hart? Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9, 4, none against.
Under Finance, 11.1, request approval of the 2017-2018 Berks County Intermediate Unit mandated services budget. 11.2 is request approval of the Berks County Intermediate proposal for tax bill services, including the printing of the school real estate and per capita tax bills. And 11.3, request approval of the budget transfers dated January 12th through February 15th, 2017. I have a motion for approval. Mr. Hop, second. Mr. Martin, roll call, please.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9, 4, none against.
Under childcare, 15.1 is to request to approve the bid process for the renovation and expansion of 2 of the existing childcare bathrooms at the Berkshire Heights Early Learning Center. The cost will be paid for by Wilson Child Care. 15.2, request to approve the contract with River Valley Organics for the supply and delivery of playground mulch at Berkshire Heights Early Learning Center. 15.3, request to approve the contract with the Playground Pros for the installation of playground mulch at Berkshire Heights Early Learning Center. Do I have a motion for approval? Mr. Hart, second. Mr. Metzger, roll call, please.
Mr. Hop?
Yes.
Mr. Martin?
Yes.
Mr. Metzger?
Yes.
Mr. Negrini?
Yes.
Mrs. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yes.
Dr. Chmielewski?
Yes.
Mr. Hart?
Yes.
Mr. Ehrlich?
Yes.
9, 4, none against.
Committee reports. Berks Career and Technology.
The next meeting of the JSC of BCTC will be held tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at our West campus. We have a list of students of the quarter from the second quarter. In the East Campus, we had Bradley Nelligan from plumbing. And at our West Campus, we had Dustin Jacobs in automotive collision repair technology, Cassidy Christ in business management and entrepreneurship, Derek Ron Turner in culinary arts, and Samuel Gulick in electronic engineering technology. So congratulations to all those students in the quarter for second quarter. That is my report.
Thank you. Berks County IU.
No report.
Berks CIT. Curriculum.
No report.
Extracurricular.
No report.
Facilities.
The boys went undefeated in swimming.
I did not have a chance.
That's
to
okay,
get
just
updated.
so everybody knows.
We have a few other things on,
The agenda, I think I was there for some of those conversations. Anyway, the boys swim team went undefeated for the season
Yeah, I
and are the
apologize.
Central Penn League champions.
Facilities.
Thank you. At our last meeting, we discussed having a possible ADA study at the Berkshire Heights building with a proposed cost of $8,570. That was put on hold for further discussion. The study would be twofold. First, to address the costs associated with making the building, classrooms, and restrooms ADA compliant. The reasoning behind the suggestion for such a study indicates first that we might consider bringing in a Head Start or pre-K counts program into the building in an effort to fill the classrooms to capacity. The aforementioned programs would require full ADA compliance for children with special needs. Our current preschool and child care program does not have any children enrolled that has special needs that would require any changes that might be proposed with the study. Secondly, if the board would consider selling the property at a later date to an outside entity, knowing the costs associated with renovations for ADA compliance would be helpful in negotiating an appropriate sales price. Secondly, we discussed the possibility of spending money on a traffic study over at Whitfield. That was put on hold until further internal ideas and resources are thoroughly utilized. As many are aware, the traffic problem continues to be an issue to both staff and parents driving to the school. The problem may become more difficult in the future with the proposed utility plan that was changed recently. It was suggested that the administration reach out to, and I believe Mr. Hart has agreed, to provide some other experience and information during his time as principal at Whitfield to help alleviate that problem.
We actually had a meeting, and we're going to recommend a study, but on a broader scope than just looking at the traffic flow. We want to look at possible sidewalks, stairs, and just the flow of traffic, not just for 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the afternoon, but more for an hour in the morning, an hour in the afternoon, so the scope of drop-off and pickup, or drop-off and dismissal, as well as different types of weather. Maybe more parents driving in rain and snow than you are on a sunny day, and we just want to look at what impact that will have. But we don't have an updated contract yet, so it couldn't come back to the board agenda, so we have something updated that will cover the full scope of the study.
Thank you, Mr. Hart. We also discussed and came to a final recommendation on the Southern Middle School project with the track and bleachers. It is being recommended that to complete the project before the start of the school year in August, that there would be 2 187-seat bleachers to be installed along the walking path, together with a press box on top of a concession stand that will sit in between those bleachers. The bleachers along the hill will not be replaced. The approximate cost of this phase of the project is $167,573. The original estimated cost of the bleacher replacement and press box through KPN was $285,906.
Mr. McGreen, just to clear, one of the goals of this project would be so that Southern and West middle schools have consistent facilities among them?
That's correct. This was an ongoing process as we were trying to, as we had discussed at previous meetings, having equity in all means in both our middle schools, and many of these projects have been long overdue. And then lastly, there was an agreement to move forward with RFPs on a performance contract. And then moving forward, our future facilities meeting dates will be changed from the first Tuesdays of the month to the last Tuesdays of the month, every other month, starting in March. That's my report.
Thank you. Finance, there's no report. Human Resources?
No report.
Legislative?
I'm going to pass tonight, but I'll have a better report for you next time.
Public Relations?
No report at this time.
Education Foundation?
Just reminding everyone, there's advertisements and please spread the word on the Wilson Iron Chef competition. Every year we seem to have more and more people participating in that. We sell out very quickly, so please look into the information and get your tickets. There may not be any available at the door if you show up that day.
Technology.
No report.
Student outreach. Emma couldn't be here tonight, so I'm going to do hers too. Emma has a conflict tonight. She wanted to remind everybody that the mini-thon is this weekend, and everybody's been very busy trying to tie up loose ends and get everything ready for that. Both mini-thon and student government members have been working. All hands have been on deck to get this done. This week is also Spirit Week to get everybody ready, and there are different Spirit Days and themes every day this week, along with hot chocolate and donuts being sold on Friday. All the Wilson schools have had fundraisers and put in their own efforts to help raise money for the kids. This has been a total school effort. That's Emma's report. Solicitor, Mr. Maravich.
No report.
Other business, Mr. Trickett. I'm going to put Mr. Trickett on the spot, and in fairness to Mr. Trickett, he only found out half hour ago that I was putting him on the spot. So,
well, thank you to the board for allowing me to talk and give an update to the community, and especially our graduating class of 2017 about our proposed graduation date. Historically, at Wilson, we've had graduation on the first Saturday of June, and for the last decade, we've held that graduation at the Santander Arena. Unfortunately, we were notified roughly 3 weeks ago that that date was no longer being held for us due to being some type of miscommunication that occurred with some transition of staff at the arena. We have been slid out of that spot, and WWE has taken our spot, which is going to be taken and using the entire
It's
time on
SmackDown, man.
Saturday. So when we first found out of this change, we started to establish a team to talk about what some different options would be. Initially, we tried to work with the arena to see if we could move the date or the time earlier in the day to not inconvenience our families and our seniors. Unfortunately, that was not the case. We assembled a team. We looked at some different options. We considered weekdays that were available at the arena, as well as considered bringing it back home here to Gursky Stadium to bring our graduation here where it was a decade prior. The other option that we've considered is to stay at the Santander Arena and move the graduation date till Sunday. Then last week, I was in a conversation with some other Berks County principals, and I also learned that there were some miscommunications with at least another large high school in Berks County where their date had changed from prior years. So our goal at this point is to make the right decision, is to work together to make the best decision for our seniors and our families that will be affected. What we're going to do as a result of conversations today and over the last 3 weeks is create a survey today and tomorrow, and share it out with all the different stakeholders to make sure that the survey that we're developing for our senior class is appropriate, with the goal being to send that survey out to our seniors to ask them for their input, with the options that we've identified, which day would serve their needs best. The survey will be sent directly to students. Seniors, if you're participating and listening today, I encourage you to work with your parents to make sure that your decision is informed by the people who make most of the decisions in your household, and so that we can use your data to make the right decision for our community.
Mr. Trimmers,
Yes.
the only board member who actually has a
Yep.
senior, I want to thank you for the effort that you've done the last few weeks. And, one of the frustrating things to find out is as parents, as a school board, we're approving a calendar well over a year in advance. We've had graduation at the Santander Arena on the same Saturday in June for almost a decade. And it's extremely disappointing to find out 3 months before that they don't have the date. It's even more so disappointing to find out that other school districts in Berks County have experienced the same dilemma. And with almost 500 seniors graduating this year, and the impact on families and families traveling and students making vacation plans after graduations and families. There's a lot of decisions to be made, and I really want to thank you for creating a thoughtful process here where we're going to take the stakeholder families and the students and ask them to survey what works better, keeping that Saturday date and having it in-house at Gursky and the limitations that might be there, or doing it Sunday. And I think that's, we're making, lemonade out of lemons here. So it's the best we can do. And then I believe the goal would be is get the surveys, and at the next board meeting, vote on the graduation date for this year. Is that correct?
So no ballot stuffing, please?
It'll be sent directly to the senior student, with a limitation on 1 submission per student. Yep.
With the options about
Yep.
plus and minuses for each venue.
Yep.
As Mr. Hopp said, this is an unfortunate situation. The administration at Wilson did not cause this problem, but unfortunately, we're left having to deal with it. We understand the impact on the families, and we're going to do everything we can to make the best of this situation. So, thank you.
Thank you.
As a follow-up to our vote on Reading Area Community College, I just want to let everybody know that I just received word that the RAC Board of Trustees had a special meeting this evening concurrently with ours, and they have unanimously approved the agreement. The plan is that we will sign the agreement tomorrow morning, but I wanted to let everybody know that Reading Area Community College has also approved the agreement from their end. Is there any other business? Mr. Martin.
I just want to just add a little bit more to the statement that you made earlier, Steve. As a CPA and auditor for many years, I find the Auditor's General Report somewhat lacking. It's unfortunate that they used the report that was actually dated January 28th of 2016, which is when we were still in a process of reviewing Mr. Baker for this position. We did not have access to that report, and that report was the basis for the Auditor General's report. And I find that very disappointing, because I'm not saying, well, I probably would say this, if we had that report prior to that date, it would have probably made some differences in how we chose the next superintendent. I find it unusual that they would not allow a person to defend themselves, especially as an auditor. We always, when we find something forensic, and this was a forensic analyst report, which
It is not an audit, though.
right, it was not even an audit. So, like I said, I'm a procedure guy. I think the procedures that the state implemented failed. We need to move on, and I think everyone on the board realizes that. But that report that the Moon School District sat on was very critical. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Is there any public participation on non-agenda items?
I have just one more comment.
Sure.
Since we have so many of our community gathered here, there have been a number of rumors that have been going through the Wilson District. Start dates on schools that were incorrect, petitions being started. I could go on. Please verify your information. All you have to do is ask. We're here to serve you. That's all.
Thank you. Enough said on social media. Motion to adjourn. Mr. Hopp, second. Mr. Hart, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.